Have you ever sat by the window on a plane staring out as it rushes down the runway and thought, how does this massive machine actually get off the ground? It seems almost impossible, doesn't it? But there's a beautiful mix of science and skill behind every takeoff and landing. Let's start with takeoff. Everything begins with the engines. Modern jet engines are incredibly powerful. They pull in massive amounts of air, compress it, mix it with fuel, and ignite it to produce thrust. Imagine the force it takes to push thousands of pounds of metal forward. As the plane accelerates, the shape of the wings plays the starring role. Did you know they're specially designed to create lift? Air moves faster over the curved top of the wing and slower underneath. This creates higher pressure below the wing, literally pushing the plane upward. Isn't that incredible? When the plane hits about 150 to 180 miles per hour, depending on its size and weight, the pilot pulls back on the control column. That's called rotation. You've probably felt that moment when the nose lifts and suddenly you're no longer on the ground. The landing gear tucks away and the engines reduce power slightly as the plane climbs higher and higher into the sky. Now, landing is where things get really fascinating. Have you ever wondered how pilots manage to bring something that big down so smoothly? From miles away, the descent begins. This isn't just falling out of the sky, it's a carefully controlled glide. The pilot adjusts the engines, throttling back to reduce speed, and the flaps on the wings extend. These flaps increase drag and help stabilize the plane as it lines up with the runway. As the runway gets closer, precision becomes everything. Around 20 feet above the ground, the pilot performs something called a flare. Ever noticed how the nose lifts just before touchdown? That's the flare. It softens the landing and ensures the back wheels touch the runway first. Then comes the moment you feel those wheels hit. But stopping a plane isn't as simple as slamming on the brakes. Have you ever heard the engines roar right after landing? That's reverse thrust, where the engines redirect airflow to slow the plane down without overheating the brakes. And just like that, you're rolling to a stop, safely back on the ground. Every takeoff and landing is a mix of science, engineering, and incredible skill. Doesn't it make you appreciate just how amazing flight really is? Next time you fly, look out the window and take it all in. It's more than just travel. It's one of humanity's greatest achievements.